Thank you very much, Ms Mamakoa. This is a delicate issue. People don't like to talk about sanitation. They call it by all kinds of other words. And it is such a critical problem that you have highlighted here for us. I appreciate WRC for the work that you're all doing, but also for being so innovative, because you really are looking at what can be done differently and not just installing flush toilets all over the place. Some questions. Anne Fitchett. Yes, Anne, please speak.
Hi, Yancy. What a fascinating talk. One of the things that we've found is the most critical in terms of any type of innovative solution to sanitation problems is consumer acceptability. And I just would like to know how, first of whether, and then second of how is that being built into your program in terms of really getting buy-in from the community for these innovative solutions.
Thank you for that. I think, the communities that we work with, especially in informal settlements, if you see the conditions that they are, subjected to in terms of sanitation, and when we come and present to say, this is the tech that we potentially would like to test with you guys and see its performance. And the buy-in, it's overwhelming. It's overwhelming when you see, when they see the solution that you're bringing and what they are subjected to. So it hasn't been very hard to convince them in terms of accepting the technologies themselves, because we are here, you are subjected to a very dirty chemical toilet, and we are bringing a flushing toilet that is very clean. So yeah, in terms of that, we are working with communities in terms of the buy-in, but yeah, so far it hasn't been difficult to actually convince them in terms of accepting the technologies.
Thank you. And thank you for that question. Sipho, you can just click on audio.
It's an incredible presentation that has been presented to us. But my concern now is about this innovation she spoke about, whereby they reuse water, especially for remote areas. I hope this doesn't sound gross. I just want to ask about the waste. Where does the waste go, especially for these remote areas that are far from drainage systems? Are there periods where you come and collect the waste so that you can remove it and then re-clean the toilet? Because I want to see the difference between the current systems that are being used, like mobile toilets, and as well as what you have innovated. Thank you.
Thank you, Sipho.
Thanks, Sipho. With regards to waste, I mean, like any other system, these systems have to be maintained. So with these systems, the maximum you can go with is 2 years, where the waste is it's stored inside the system, and then you have to dislodge every 24 months. Obviously, there is a minor maintenance in 6 months where you have to clean the membranes and do just minor checks in terms of the pumps and the likes. But then after 24 months, you then have to dislodge and remove all the waste that you get into the system. But otherwise, the system can actually treat the waste and store the sludge inside, and then still recycle the water for reuse. And we are also, I mean, after we demonstrate for 18 months where we put in the system, and then we do analysis in terms of the water quality to see the performance of the system as well. So we're not just leaving it like that. So we have been monitoring them in terms of the DWS guidelines. But yeah, so that is the process. After every 24 months, you have to dislodge. And there is obviously some cost to that as well. Thank you.
Thank you for that question also, Sipho. Ntombisi.
Good morning, colleagues. Thank you, Ednah, for the informative presentation. It's really encouraging to see such innovations happening in our country. I can just imagine that we just need to streamline everything in order so that we can reach the future that we wish to get to. I have a slight concern here that regards money. I can imagine that this system is designed and will most benefit people who are in the poor and poverty-stricken areas. Maybe the first question is how many people can use it? Is one unit for one family, or is it a group of families or houses? And question two is what is the cost of purchasing and maintaining this unit, and who would do the maintenance? Would the people who are using it be able to maintain it themselves, or would it require an external service provider to come through, which would be another exercise that would invite costs? I'm sorry to be asking the difficult questions. Thank you.
No problem.
Yeah, thanks, Mtobisi, for your hard questions. But so with these systems, as you've seen that I've presented quite a number of systems. So it's not just one system. So they differ in terms of the amount of people that they can the system can use. So we have one that can actually connect up to 40 front ends, and then we have others that treats about 800 liters to 1,000 liters of waste. And then, so yeah, they differ in that sense. And then in terms of O&M, they can be train the trainer type of arrangements that can be made. However, this currently the tech providers are the ones who are actually doing the O&M on the systems. But because we are testing them in like DBE in terms of the schools and also municipalities, once we are done with the testing, then we hand over to the municipality. Then the municipality will then have to decide how they would like to do it. If they have the capacity in terms of the people that can be trained, then the tech providers will then train those people to then continue with the maintenance. And then also if the municipality would like to then appoint contractors, for example, they can also be trained to then carry on with the O&M of the system. But the people themselves, they would not be able to really do the O&M themselves, as it requires some level of speciality for you to be able to do that. And in terms of costs, obviously, these are innovative sanitation solutions, and the cost it's quite high. But when you look at the life cycle cost of the systems, in terms of you saving water, you saving, energy as well, that cost can then, be recovered in a long term. So when you actually purchase them initially, obviously there is a cost to that.
Mm-hmm.
Not sure if I answered all the questions. Thank you.
Thank you very much, Edna. Any other questions? Let me see in the Q&A. There doesn't appear to be anything there. No open questions. Okay, right. Edna, my question is, how can we get government to roll out these brilliant solutions that the WRC is working on?
Sorry, I didn't catch that.
How can we get government to roll out these systems that the WRC is working on?
Okay. As I think I've indicated this in my presentation that, uptake is there, but it's not to a level where we would like in terms of the speed that it's happening. I mean, DBE has, upon us completing the demonstrations, they've then procured the system because they could see the benefits.
Okay.
So they've procured the systems, but it's not a large scale procurement that you would then say we are solving the problem now. It's just small uptake here and there. We have one tech partner who then, one technology was won the tender of the Gauteng housing development, I think. So it's gradually coming, but and we are actively engaging with different sectors, like your development companies, to then be able to know that there are this kind of system that exists, so that the new developments can then maybe adopt this kind of system. So it's work in progress. We're not where we would like to be, but we are actively engaging to ensure that happens.
Fantastic. I wish you the best of luck, and congratulations that you've got the DBE's participation and buy-in. That is a big step.
Yeah, thank you so much.
Thank you very much indeed, Edna. Okay, I see in the chat, let's see, no, I've missed it now. Tabu Moniatsi says, Ms. Mamakoa, this was informative and demonstrated the great work you're doing. I would like to connect with you. And Nadaraj Governor says, thank you. Will the overall costs be reduced than using normal water on the long term?
I think I've answered this one in terms of the life cycle costing, to say, if you look at the cost of water and the long-term benefits that you'll get out of recycling, it will definitely reduce your cost long-term.
Yes, fantastic. Thank you. Email inquiries, email NSTF, and Ms. Mamakoa if you want to connect with the speakers, and we'll put you in touch.